Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded.
And welcome to another week.
Yay!
And this time, for sure, today we are finally going to do Ask the Geek.
Ask the Geek.
So we will get into the details on that in just a little while. For now, let's talk about some news.
Some news. The biggest news, still ongoing saga of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Now Disney has told the actors and stuff of Guardians of the Galaxy that they're free to work on other projects.
They are. They have officially put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on hold indefinitely until I guess they can figure out what they're going to do. And they came out straight out and said all the actors are free to pursue other projects.
Yeah, so...
Which kind of tells me that Disney's like, hey, it's our way or no way.
Yeah.
So I guess when you're just a massive media mogul, power mogul like that, you can do whatever you want.
This is just retarded.
So.
And more to do with that same subject. I don't know if we touched on it, but Bobcat Goldthwait is telling Disney to pull all of his voices from all of his work in Disney.
Yeah, because he did the voice. I know he did voice of one of the little demon things in Hercules.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's some kind of sort of attraction with Hercules, involved or something. So yeah, he was pretty upset about it too.
Yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It's weird the way it's playing out. Just let the guy direct a dang movie. Come on.
No kidding.
I mean, what he did, I know we covered it. We cover it every week because every week it's still news. But 8 years ago he did this.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And the thing about it is, Disney knew about it.
Yeah,
they knew about it when they did the whole background check on him, everything. Disney knew. He come out and said it like 2 years after he said the tweets originally.
Yeah.
He come out and apologized for the tweets originally.
Yeah. So I mean, it's out in the air. So I mean, I don't see how they have a leg to piss on.
I don't know. It's just these activists that come in and said, "Oh,
yeah,
no, this is what he did. I don't think it's right."
Yeah, come on. It was in bad taste, yes.
Once you ask Ozzy Argento how that's working out.
Yeah.
Who just got kicked off of X Factor, Italy.
Yep.
She got fired from the show.
Yep, she did.
So it's finally nice to see some actual justice coming from, people who are accusatory people, I guess.
Yeah. And then they had done it themselves.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll get the sad news out of the way.
Sure.
Over this last week, we lost 3 people.
Yes, we did.
Of course, Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, passed away at 76.
Yeah. Lived a long, healthy life, I think.
Yeah, not too bad. Of course, one of the bigger ones, Senator John McCain.
Yeah, he just passed.
I guess he had cancer, terminal cancer. He was 81. Which that's McCain's actually, I really liked him. Not trying to get into politics here, but I really did like McCain. He was good. He believed in what he stood in, and he
right.
You know what I'm saying? He was kind of a straight shooter, and I would have definitely voted for him if he would have ran for president, which he did.
He did run,
and I did vote for him.
Yes,
but oh well. And of course, another really huge one, comedic playwright Neil Simon.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, if you don't know who Neil Simon is, and you've never seen like anything like The Odd Couple, anything like that. But he's a huge. He's written just tons and tons of plays, and then they've been plays and the movies and into the TV series, everything. So
yeah. Definitely had some big losses over the last week.
Of course, he was 91, so he was...
Another one who lived a long, healthy life. All 3 of them lived... If I make it into my 70s, I'm a happy camper.
You and me both.
Yeah. Did you see Kevin Smith dropped all of his weight after his heart attack?
He did, 51 pounds or something.
Yeah, he's like 212 now or something like that. He looks like a midget now. he looks weird. You used to fluffy Kevin Smith, now you got... fit Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do the Jay and Silent Bob now. Have to have a little padding or something.
I guess he's going to have to wear a fat suit. And you can just have some of my fat. I'll share it.
I'll share it too.
I'm good like that. So I saw Happy Time Murders over the weekend.
Did you? How was it?
I'm sorry I watched it.
Really?
Yeah, I was so psyched about seeing this movie. But it's a trend of what they do. They show all the funny parts in the previews, and there's nothing else to support it after that.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Everything funny in the whole movie was already shown in the previews. If you were trailers and stuff, if you were looking for anything to add additional humor, it didn't happen. There was nothing additional besides what was in the trailers.
Well, that's sad.
And the story was kind of, I mean, it's a slapstick comedy, so I mean, you go for slapstick comedy, but the story was terrible too. I mean, it's just I don't want to ruin it. So.
I know. I mean, I heard they said it. They talked about it. They said it was actually, they gave it some pretty decent reviews.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Dane didn't like it either. Dane said he saw it too. Yeah, he didn't care for it either. It would have been funny if they wouldn't have. It would have been better if they didn't show you all the funny parts in the trailers. I think because I had nothing left to laugh at in the movie.
That's probably true. I mean, that's the like you said, it's the stereotype now with any movie now. They'll show an extended trailer. You see a 3-4 minute trailer or whatever, and it's like you done seen all the best parts of the movie or whatever. Yeah, and it's like, why do I even want to watch this movie now?
Yeah, exactly. That's what. But I went with my brother and sister and stuff, and I was expecting to laugh for an hour and a half, and I laughed for maybe 15 minutes.
Huh. Well, maybe that's one for direct to video later on. I'll watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the theater to see it. That's just my personal belief.
Speaking of sneak peeks and previews, Game of Thrones finally showed their first official sneak peek.
I didn't see that.
It was on a HBO teaser. It shows all the shows coming to HBO.
Yeah.
But they showed a small little snippet of it.
I missed it.
But there's a big rumor going around that Game of Thrones is going to be pushed back to the middle of 2019 instead of the beginning of 2019.
Yep, I heard that. I was going to mention that. That was one of my things I was going to say. Yeah, Game of Thrones has been delayed.
Now, there's no official word on it. They just said, all they said was the first half of 2019, which could fall into the,
right.
May, June,
July.
June, July. But I guess the big thing now is if it falls into that June, July category, it's going to miss the Emmys. So they're saying there's no way they're going to miss the Emmys and push it back to 2020 instead of 2019 Emmys. So
right.
Excuse me. But so now they're still thinking you might see it April, Mayish, which will be out just in time to be able to appear at the Emmys.
I mean, they've been working on this long enough. I don't see why they should.
It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah, I don't see why they should delay it. I thought it was 8.
6.
6? Oh, that's right. It was 5.5 and 6.
Yep. 6 episodes. That's it. But I heard each episode's going to be about hour and a half-ish.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out.
And now they got Peter Dinklage has got a new show coming out on HBO too. I saw.
Yes. I don't remember the name of it, but
I don't remember it either. But
that little spiel they showed of all the things.
And HBO has also got what was it? True Crime season 3 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They just showed the little teaser of that this last week.
Which I heard that series is actually really good.
The first season's good. Second season's terrible. I'm waiting for the third season. That's my opinion.
Speaking of true crime, I actually started watching Person of Interest. It's actually pretty good.
Really? I haven't watched it yet.
Get off topic there. But they have 5, I think it only had 5 seasons of it, but it's on Netflix. I just started watching that.
You're supposed to be watching American Horror Story.
I know. I got to get ready for the new season.
New season. Maybe we can cover it.
We'll get there. I'll get there eventually. I don't know. I'm just not that. Freak Show just hasn't really wrapped me up.
Yeah.
I'm 2 episodes in. I just can't. I even tried on the other ones. I made sure I watched it. Because if there was something that wasn't catching me, I went, let me just watch it, make sure.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Freak Show just does not do it for me. So
it was okay episode. It was an okay series.
I'll keep at it. I'll keep trucking along. So we'll see.
It's one of those shows that get better. It's one of those series that gets better as the season progresses.
Yeah.
Because it gets more creepy. Like, I don't know if episode 2 you've seen the clown yet in it.
Yeah, he showed up, yeah.
Okay,
killed those 2 people.
Yeah.
Has some girl in a cage or something.
Yeah.
And he's making little balloony things.
Yeah. So it's interesting, and then they explain there's a ghost that happens and stuff, and they explain stuff. It gets better with progression.
I'll keep at it.
You better.
um, I know you love talking about him. So Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, my favoriteest actor in the
Mm-hmm.
whole wide world.
His new movie Top Gun. It's actually called Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So not only is he making a sequel to Top Gun, it's actually got his call sign in the name.
Yeah.
So, but they just added John Hamm and Ed Harris to the cast. So
Cool.
that's a pretty good cast, I think.
It is.
So now you got, of course, Tom Cruise, Miles Teller is going to play Goose's son. Now you got John Hamm, Ed Harris. So we'll see how that works out. So that's pretty big, heavy hitters as far as actors go, I think.
Yeah, I'll watch it just because Top Gun was a classic movie. It's one of those Tom Cruise movies
That you can tolerate.
I can tolerate a little bit.
The need for speed.
But I liked Goose, man. Goose was the man.
He didn't last very long.
No, he didn't. Rip Goose. Rip Goose.
Maybe his son will last longer.
Maybe. So that would be pretty good. Disney. We were talking about Disney here. Their new streaming service was finally announced completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be called Disney Play, and it's going to cost roughly $8 to $14 depending on the package that you pick. It's going to have you have to pay for screens. So it's
kind of like a Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than Netflix, but not much. Yeah. It's another thing we're going to have to spend money on because we're going to get all the Avengers movies and everything on Disney Play.
That is true.
Not going to get it on Netflix no more.
All the Marvel movies, yeah.
All the Marvel, yeah. So we don't have a choice but to buy it.
Well, how does that work with all the Defenders stuff, though?
For now, they said Netflix is keeping them.
Because that's Netflix original stuff.
Yeah, it said in the article for now Netflix is keeping them, but it's not a guaranteed future for the Defenders on Netflix. So Disney might be taking those rights back and starting their own thing. I don't know how they would do that. Maybe with maybe when they go into phase 16.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Phase 16 of Marvel. Disney takes back the Defenders.
Of course, with something new, something old goes out. Your Big Bang Theory's ending finally.
Yep, season 12 is its final season.
And apparently the cast members are not happy.
See, I read that some of the cast members were happy.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Of course, who is the main? Jim Parsons.
Parsons.
He's the Sheldon.
Yeah.
He come out and said, he goes, I just didn't want to do it no more. So I think the main thing is the reason why they canceled is because he didn't want to do it no more. And then plus they said their ratings are still pretty decent, and they took a slight dip, but nothing major.
Right.
So they just want to go on top, basically. But they were ready to sign him for another couple of years, for another couple more seasons.
That's what I said. I thought somebody didn't want to do it. That was happy. It was Jim Parsons didn't want to do the series anymore.
Yeah, Jim Parsons didn't want to do it. But
he's still going to do Young Sheldon, though.
But the rest of it, well, they're paying him $1 million an episode. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They're saying all these people stood to make $50 million over the next couple of years.
Right.
But now they're like, they ain't going to make that anymore. Because I think the top, 4 or 6 people were making almost $1 million an episode.
Yeah, they were.
So, in fact, some of the people went and took a little bit of a pay cut, like a couple $100,000 each.
To give pay, Penny or whatever.
Yeah, to give a couple of the other guys more money.
Some of the actresses more money.
Yeah, but they were still making almost $1 million.
Right.
Which is ridiculous in its own right.
Yep. It's sad to see it go, but it's time.
I've only seen like an episode or two of it, to be honest.
I've watched. Last year I binged it.
Did you?
Yeah. Last year I watched every single episode. So
I've seen it. Just I don't know. That slapstick dry humor just doesn't really appeal to me, I guess.
See, the show starts off as a bunch of geeks that awkwardly interact with people.
Yeah.
And where it is currently, they're all got successful relationships and, they're married, have kids, all this stuff. It just doesn't fit anymore. So I think it's time that it ends. I mean, I don't want to watch a comedy about people having geeks who have successful relationships.
Well, that's good.
So I think it's time.
Apparently there is a Bewitched sitcom reboot in the works.
Yes. Yeah, I read that. That was one of my things I had to cover too, yeah.
Did you see how they were going to handle it this time?
No.
Apparently, it's going to be an interracial couple.
Oh, really?
Yes, Samantha will be a young black single mom, which means she'll already have her kid,
Right.
and she meets Darren, a tall white guy or whatever, and they kind of get together. So I guess you got to modernize things. So
Yeah.
back then, in the '60s or '70s or whatever, single mom was probably taboo. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is it going to be another thing of race washing again? That's what I really think about it.
I don't know.
You have iconic roles played by a specific race, and then you switch it, like they're doing with Scarface, which we talked about last week.
We did, yes.
I don't keep it the same. If you want to reboot it, keep it the same.
I don't. Something like this, it doesn't really. I don't think it really makes a difference. I know the show ran for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And they switched, Darren's in between,
Yeah, they did.
But
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Something like this, I don't think it really makes a difference to me, to be honest. I mean, when you have something that's been around for, that's been an iconic person or character or whatever for 40 or 50 years, then you start, revamping and changing stuff. Then it kind of, you're like, hey, look, or something that's just a classic. That's just like, Bewitched, like I said, it was around for 8 years.
I watched
It
every
ran from
episode of
64 to 72.
Yeah.
And then, and it was an alright show or whatever, but it wasn't one of those ones that just you want to watch over and over and over and over again. Of course, it's popular like over in Russia and all
That's
those
like
places. But
Gilligan's Island and switching Gilligan to a young Hispanic man or something.
Gilligan.
Yeah, Gilligan. I just don't agree with it. I don't know what it's like putting Shaft as a white guy or something.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's one of those just iconic roles.
Yeah,
that right there is just a role that's defined by something. Where in like the Bewitched thing, I don't see the problem with it.
Gotcha. All right, we'll just agree to disagree on that one. Speaking of iconic roles, did you see that Oscar Isaac got a role in Batman?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they're thinking that he's going to be the next Batman.
Really?
In Ben Affleck's Batman movie.
Yeah, because Ben Affleck's not doing it, but he's still directing it.
Correct. Yeah. So the Star Wars guy might be a Batman.
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
Yeah, Poe.
He's also in that new movie, the Operation something, where they go after the
Dumbo Drop.
they go after the German
right.
guy that it comes out Operation Revise, or it comes out this week.
Yeah.
But or it came out this past week. Of course, he's been in a bunch of movies. He was in Poe Dameron, obviously from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And wasn't he in the original Guardians of the Galaxy?
I think so.
He
yes.
was the bad guy.
Yeah, he was the bad guy.
That was him also. So yeah, he's pretty well known. So.
Yeah, I see him. I think he'd fit a bit. I don't know if he'd fit a Bruce Wayne, but I'm not.
I don't know, man. In the movie he's in now, he's all clean cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hair, greased back, clean cut, everything else. Of course, the movie's based in the '60s, so
right.
It's that look. So
I'll have to check it out and get my opinion, revise my opinion after I see it.
Speaking of signing,
Tom
Hardy.
3 more Venom movies.
3 Venom movies total.
Yeah, 3 Venom movies total.
So yeah, he came out and said he had signed on to do 3 Venom movies. So we know there's going to be more.
And they're keeping it PG-13, which we covered last week, so that they could do a Spidey and Venom movie. So that's probably one of them right there.
I'm sure it is.
So be interesting, Tom Holland and Tom Hardy.
I would think it would be so awesome if they went ahead and just let Disney do it, because they have the production value and the story writers and the capability of doing it. I just don't think Sony has the gonads to pull it off, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
I think it depends on how this Venom movie comes out. If the Venom movie comes out all right, maybe we'll see. But with Disney's, like I said, with Disney's production value, with what they can do with their special effects studios and everything else.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, you already saw
Just
it
their
with
track
Spider-Man
record
Homecoming.
alone.
Yeah, you already saw it with Spider-Man Homecoming, which is great. You
Yeah.
already saw what they did with, the Avengers with that Spider-Man in it, the
Right.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Now, who's making Far From Home? That's strictly Sony production, right?
The new one?
The Spider-Man Far From Home, or is that?
That's good. That's
Marvel?
Disney. It's Disney, yeah.
Okay.
They gave them 3 pictures.
That's right.
So, yeah, that'll be Disney's last one they can do unless they sign another deal.
Right.
So, which they already did. Say, Sony, you can have all the money. We just want the merchandising rights. So
don't blame them.
For Disney, that's huge for them because they can sell the stuff at Disney.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. They wanted to sell that stuff at Disney.
Right.
Like, the money and profits off. We don't care. Yeah, we made $2 billion off of this movie over here. We're good.
Yeah. I just want to be able to sell Spider-Man shirts.
Yeah, really.
At the theme parks.
The new Little Women movie coming out.
I didn't see that.
They're in production, pre-production.
Okay.
But I guess
that's based off the book, Little Women's Little House on Prairie. Little House on the Prairie base. No.
It's it's a post-Civil War epic, whatever. But,
okay.
But yeah, it's a Louisa May Alcott book, Little Women. But anyway, Emma Stone was originally played one of the characters. She got replaced by Emma Watson. So
at least they kept it in the same ease. Emmas. Yeah, they kept the Emmas. Emmas are important,
Yeah.
They make the world go round.
I don't know which one's hotter, Emma Stone or Emma Watson. Sheesh.
I don't know. What do you guys think? You should tell us on Facebook who's hotter, Emma Watson or Emma Stone.
We'll put up a little poll.
That's right. Yeah, we should do the poll. Right. Dane, if you listen to our podcast anymore, put up a poll. He doesn't listen. I have to text him. But we had the same news, so I'm out of news, man.
I got one more final thing. Nintendo Switch, they've got apps and stuff they're running on their Switch now.
Right.
They just announced they got a new app coming in November called Inky Pen. I guess you can read digital comics on there.
Oh, that's cool.
For $7.99 a month, I guess you can read all kinds of digital comics. However, it will not include DC or Marvel comics. So anything Valiant, Image, anything like that, you can read. But so I don't know how that's going to work out.
I don't know. Now, on to the segment that we've been talking about for months.
Ask the Geek.
Ask the Geek.
When we first talked about this, we talked about doing things. I think each time we do this, we'll come up with a little bit of a theme. So this week's theme is we'll talk about, say, horror movies.
Horror movies?
See, I'm not a huge horror fan.
I am.
I know you are, but I'm not. However, I've seen some horror movies or whatever, but I kind of like more of the comedic horror.
Like Shaun of the Dead?
Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Right.
Evil
Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah, things like that. There's a movie that came out 2015, and it's not a very well known. It was actually a little independent movie, and it got a bunch of awards actually independently. But it's called Bloodsucking Bastards. That is the name of the title. It is classified as a comedy action horror.
Cool.
Director was Brian O'Connell. He's not very well known. He's hadn't done a whole lot of stuff, just some made for TV movies and a couple little episodes of series and stuff. The movie stars Fran Kranz, who was also in Cabin in the Woods. You've seen Cabin in the Woods, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember the stoner that you thought was dead to come back in the end?
Right.
That's him.
Oh, that's cool.
He played the Shaggy role, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo mystery.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal is in it.
Okay.
I know you know who Pedro Pascal is. He was Oberon in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in Kingsman, Golden Circle. He played Whiskey.
Oh, okay.
The guy that was
I didn't put that, yeah. I didn't put that together.
Yeah, that was him. And then Joey Kern, he's in it. He played in Cabin Fever. And you remember the Super Troopers, the first one?
Yeah.
Remember when they pulled the guys over that were smoking the weed?
Right.
And they're like, oh, they kept on, pull over. I can't pull over anymore. I'm pull over farther off the road. Remember the guy driving?
Yeah.
That's Joey Kern.
Okay.
So, and then the love interest to the main character, which is Fran Kranz, who plays a guy named, what is his name, Evan, but her name is Emma Fitzpatrick, which she's been in quite a few movies. She was in Time with Justin Timberlake, The Social Network, one about the Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
The Collection, which is a horror movie.
Yeah.
So the premise of the movie is basically I will give you this comparison. Think Office Space, which is a fantastic movie.
It is.
And think Shaun of the Dead, which again is a fantastic movie.
It is.
Now combine them.
Gotcha.
So that's just pretty much, you got these people who are just in a humdrum world of office work who just don't want to the soul sucking,
9 to 5 job.
Exactly. And then everything's just, of course, Evan, who's the main character, and his friend Tim, who's played by Joey Kern. Tim's just like this slacking, just doesn't want to do nothing, the bare minimum type,
Gotcha.
Okay, he basically is a slacker best friend.
Right.
So.
Okay.
So they, he's throughout. Evan gets passed over for this promotion. They bring in this new corporate guy to try and straighten up the office and everything else. The corporate guy is played by Pedro Pascal, and who actually knows Evan from the past. I guess they had a little past, and Evan beat him out on something, and he ended up getting relocated to another company, but the company happened to be like in Transylvania or something, or somewhere Croatia, which ended up turning him into a vampire.
All right.
So now he comes in, they restructure these corporate people, get rid of people they don't want, keep people they want to keep, and turn them into vampires so they'll work efficiently and be under control. So they ended up figuring out what's going on. Evan and his friend Tim, his girlfriend Amanda, and then there's this security guard named Frank, who's actually pretty hilarious. They all end up figuring out what's going on, and so they take it upon themselves to fight all these vampires and try and stop them. So I would say, I mean, on a 10 scale, I would give this movie a solid, I would say 8.5 to 9. It is just, it's so funny, it's spot on, it's like watching anything Shaun of the Dead. It's just the humor is perfect, pinpoint, and then of course the gore is just over the top. I mean, just excuse me, every time a vampire gets killed, they like explode, so it's just like blood everywhere.
Right.
So.
Kind of like True Blood.
Pretty much so, yeah. The similarity index to these, I would have to say like Cabin in the Woods, just kind of that comedic horror type thing.
Yeah.
Freaks of Nature is another one that's real funny and kind of like that comedic horror type genre. So if you get a chance to watch this movie, I would highly, highly recommend it. If you want something that's going to kind of give you a little bit of a fright, but yet a little bit of gore factor and just make you laugh all the way through it, like Shaun of the Dead. Something of that nature.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I would definitely recommend this.
Once I get my Fire Stick back.
I will definitely get it back to you. But that's pretty much it. I want to stick with, like I said, I want to try and stick with the theme each week. And this week we're going with comedic horrors, and that's my recommendation on it. If any of you out there have something you want to talk about, you want to know about, you want a theme of, just let me know.
Yeah. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole spiel.
Yeah, the whole cadoodle.
The whole cadoodle.
I would highly recommend this movie. Came out in 2015, so it's not very old. You should be able to find it. Bloodsucking Bastards. And that's all I got.
That's all I got for the week. Just make sure to like and share our Facebook page and social media. And thanks for listening. Remember, don't get loaded.
Get reloaded.